Hey, Room 10 friends. Remember when I was telling you about the time I lost that very precious bracelet of mine that had such good memories? It got caught on a piece of clothing and ripped off of my wrist without knowing it. Well, this is the furry vest that I was wearing that tore off my bracelet. And then, if you remember, we talked about how a year later I found it as I was saying goodbye to my last house. Just made me think of that story that I shared with you not that long ago. So we're on to the next chapter of The Whipping Boy. Chapter 17, Petunia to the Rescue. Do you remember who Petunia is? The bear came snarling down the embankment. Rising on its hind legs, it bared its teeth and bellowed a thunderclap of a roar. Cutwater dropped the prince and was off like a greyhound. Hold Your Nose Billy, his eyes as round as snowballs, went charging off into the river. He raised a great splash, and if he didn't know how to swim, he learned instantly. I wonder how many of you are swimmers. I'm not a very good swimmer. Jemmy had reared back, but now Betsy gave a whistle, and the bear stopped in his tracks. Good boy, Petunia. That'll do, darlin'. She slipped the rope back around the bear's neck. Then she bent over the prince. The low-down bullies, laying stripes on a boy's back. With the bear sniffing him, Prince Brat didn't move a muscle. Rein in your beast, he whispered stiffly. Oh, don't be afraid of Petunia. Gentle as a kitten he is. Here, let me tend to your poor hide. Now, I was thinking that the bear was a boy, because his name is Petunia. But there you go. Any name can be for anybody, and flowers are just as great for boys as they are girls. Let me tend to your poor hide, she said. No. Come on, give us a look. Thank you, no, the prince exclaimed. Lummy, ain't you the brave one? Must sting something dreadful. Jemmy watched the prince slowly raise himself off the mud flat. He felt a growing amazement. Prince Brat? A brave one? It didn't seem possible. But, gah! There was a cast-iron streak of pluck in him. The prince moved his arms and his shoulders. He winced, but then he began to brush himself off. Steady on your legs? Jemmy asked. Steady. You should have yelled and bellowed and cried. That's what they wanted to hear. And humble myself, muttered the prince. You never did. Jemmy gazed at him for a thoughtful moment. Then he indicated the two highwaymen. Cutwater had vanished, and Hold Your Nose Billy was trying to keep from drowning. Let's be on our way. They're sure to be back after us. Not if you travel with me and Petunia, said Betsy. Jemmy found the horsewhip where Hold Your Nose Billy had dropped it. Betsy and the bear had already started up on the embankment, and the boys followed. Locks, whispered Jemmy. Ain't we a puckered sight, the both of us, torn up and scruffy. At least no one will take you for a prince. Not far off, the coach was on its side. Hanged if I caught a sight of that steep rise off to the side of the road, explained Captain Nips. Tipped us over, you see. Either your horses need spectacles. What are spectacles? Hint. Or you do, said Betsy. Together with Petunia, they lifted and pushed and righted the coach. They piled in and were off. Betsy and her dancing bear rode inside with the prince. Jemmy decided to sit with Captain Nips to watch for road hazards. They reached the city without further incident, except by being stopped by soldiers. The king's men were clearly looking for a vanished prince, but when a bear poked its head out of the coach window, the soldiers stepped back and quickly waved that coach on. And that's the end of chapter 17. There are 20 chapters in this book. I wonder if you can email me how many chapters we have left, along with a picture of either the prince or Jemmy or Petunia or any of them. I'd love to see your drawings. I miss seeing you so much. Have a great one.